Morning.
I'm Dong Yongying. Now this is Guo Jia, Guo 老师.
Hello everyone, I'm Guo Jia, the interpreter of Shaanxi History Museum.
Yes, we are at the Shaanxi History Museum. And this is our last virtual field trip for the middle school students and the high school groups. But today, we also have a group of the university students from the American Birmingham Southern College. So all of the students, good morning from Xi'an, China. And so for our previous online lectures, we went to the Terracotta Army Museum. And this is our comprehensive museum in Shaanxi province. So you know that the 博物馆 in Chinese, actually the meaning is really meaningful. Now, 博 means comprehensive. 物 means objects. 馆 means institution. So in this institution, now which is different from the Terracotta Army Museum, now it holds a wide range of the objects from the prehistoric in China to the Song dynasty, that is around the 13th century. Yes, and so you can see that the Shaanxi History Museum sometimes is called the half of the Chinese civilization in China. Right. And also the architecture is different from the other museum. So now, Mr. Song, Xiao Song, can you just give them a look? Now you can see that by adopting the architecture.
Integration.
Yes, we cannot hear that. Okay. So we just introduced by adopting the architectural style of the Tang dynasty, all of the buildings in the museum are center axis symmetric. Yes, towers and annex buildings are well arranged around the central hall. This is a central hall.
Yeah, this is a center.
Yes.
Like the palaces.
Like a palace. So which provides a magnificent and elegant look while representing traditional Chinese characters and values.
And this building is designed by a very famous female archaeologist. She's name is Zhang Jingqiu.
She is Zhang Jingqiu, a famous architect in China.
And the Terracotta Warriors and Horses Museum also designed by her.
Yes, and in this museum, now you can see a lot of comprehensive objects now which were discovered in Shaanxi province. Now, as I have introduced, from the prehistoric to the Song dynasty. And the number of these objects is about 1.71 million. Right.
And 18 of them is a national treasure.
Yes. And of course, we cannot cover all of these objects. So today, Guo Laoshi and I, now we will choose some representing animal artifacts in each dynasty of the period to give you the introduction of our Chinese civilization. Okay, now let's go.
Okay, let's go.
So Guo Laoshi, we know that Xi'an was the ancient capital for 13 dynasties.
But Shaanxi, there are 14 dynasties that their capital in
Shaanxi is a province. Xi'an is a city. Right? So in total, now in Shaanxi, now we have the Xi'an and another city.
That city is the Yulin.
Yulin city. Now they served as ancient capitals in ancient China. And in this museum, now we have the 4 dynasties represent in the Chinese history. The Zhou, Qin
dynasty,
and Han
dynasty,
and Tang. So we have been to the Terracotta Army Museum. That is the Qin dynasty. And in this museum, now we can also find some Qin objects, including the terracotta warriors and horses. And in addition to that, there are more things to see.
We also can see some bronze wares.
Bronze wares
Yeah,
from the
from the-
Shang and Zhou dynasty.
Which can be dated to more than 3,000 years ago.
Yeah.
And some pottery figures from different periods.
The pottery figures.
Yeah.
These are made of the terracotta, a type of earthenware.
Yeah.
The terracotta army, the terracotta warriors and horses, they are made of terracotta, a type of earthenware. That is the same here, right? You can find some pottery figures, but they are smaller. They're not as big as the warriors in the terracotta army museum. And you can compare them.
Yeah, because in different dynasty, different period, the shape of the pottery figure is different.
Yes, they have their dynasty characteristics. And for this museum, now we can see that this is the early morning in China. And it opens at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, 9 o'clock.
And in China, we have the two different types of museum, the state-owned museum and the private museum. For this state-owned museum, it is also called the public museum. From 2008, you have the free admission policy.
Yeah, our museum opened to public in 1991, and it's open to public for free in 2008.
That is according to the development of the museums in China. Our local government encouraged the visitors to go to the public museum to have the education, to learn, and to enjoy, appreciate these artifacts from the ancient China. So this policy applies to the public museums and the memorial halls. And of course, Terracotta Army Museum is a public one. For this kind of particular museum, which requires a lot of attention to maintain, now they can charge at a low cost. But the majority of the public museums are free in China. So you can see that every day now there were so many visitors.
Yes, visitors.
Yeah, this is the early morning, and this is, of course, this is a weekend, Saturday time. And during the summertime, summer holiday, it is really hard.
Yeah, really hot. Yeah.
Okay, now let's go to the first gallery, exhibition room.
Yeah, this is a exhibition room named the Ancient Civilization of Shaanxi, which shows more than 3,000 cultural relics to show the agriculture and the civilization of Shaanxi.
Yeah, Guojia just introduced the cultural relics in Chinese. That is the Wen Wu. Wen means a culture, cultural. Now Wu means relics, because all of these relics, they were found in Shaanxi province, were buried underground. So we give them the cultural relics. And because today I don't have my teaching assistant with me, so I need to check myself to see if there's any questions. And but we will follow Guojia. Right? Okay, so you can see this is Shaanxi Gudai Wenming.
Yeah, the ancient civilization in Shaanxi. The Chinese name is Shaanxi Gudai, the ancient Wenming civilization. This is exhibition room, which houses more than 3,000 cultural relics, and the timeline covers more than 1 million years. Firstly, we can see the map of the Shaanxi firstly. Okay.
Yeah, now let's look at this map. 这个地图. Okay,
map.
now let me just ask the students, what does it look like? Okay, guys, you can just tell me, what does it look like? We have been to the Terracotta Army Museum. So can you tell me, what does it look like?
The pits of the terracotta warriors.
A pit. There are so many warriors in the pit. And we have introduced different warriors. Let me give you a hint. So what kind, which warrior does it look like? No? Okay, let me tell you the answer. Does it look like the kneeling archer?
Yeah, kneeling archer.
The kneeling archer, and you can see, now this is a kneeling card.
Yeah.
That one is the head of the warrior.
Yeah.
Right? So it is really interesting. It's a kind of coincidence. Now we have the kneeling archer representing the Shaanxi province, the map. Okay, now so we can see that there is Xi'an city is over there, right?
In the center. And the east part is the first Qing Emperor's mausoleum here.
So center is Xi'an is in the very center of China. And Lishan, that is Lishan. Lishan is the Emperor Qin Shi Huang's mausoleum site in museum. Can you find that? Qin Shi Huang Ling.
Qin dynasty.
Qin dynasty.
Qin Shi Huang, the first Qin Empire.
Yes. Okay. So this is a Shaanxi map.
Yeah.
Now, for the first section of this gallery, this is a prehistoric.
Yeah, prehistoric age.
Gallery. Now we can see a lot of objects were found in different parts of Shaanxi province.
Yeah.
So many
Pottery,
basins,
basins.
and vase,
And some jars.
jars. And in Shaanxi province, we have another museum which features on the prehistoric, the Neolithic. That is Xi'an Banpo Boguguan. Banpo Boguguan. Okay, so this is the first object that we want to introduce you, the prehistoric history in China. And let's just observe that at first. So if you can just
In the bottom.
observe carefully, what can you see inside?
And you also can guess the function of this one.
Yes. So what can you see inside? Can't you see that there was some patterns? The black hat, it is a person's face.
Yeah, person's face.
Right, in his mouth, there was some patterns. It is okay. Now we come back. Yeah, this is inside the museum. Sometimes the signal is not good. So if you can just observe that carefully, now you can see that inside this basin, now there is a person's face, and in his mouth,
Bit fish.
the fish, yeah, the pattern of the fish.
And on the left part and the right part, we also can see two fishes. Here. Inside.
Yeah, so can you just let me know the function of this object? Now, do you remember that last time I just introduced all of the Asian Chinese objects? They had the practical or ritual functions when they were made, but gradually they became valued. Nowadays we call them art, but when they were made at that time, they had the practical or ritual functions. So can you let us know the function of this object? It's hard to guess, right? Okay, let's just tell you the name. Is you can say that
人面鱼纹盆. 人面 is a human's face. Human face. 鱼 is a fish. 纹 is a pattern. 盆 is a basin. Here. The pottery basin with human face and the fish pattern.
Yes, William said that it's to cook fish. not cook, no, not to cook fish. But you are right. You just close, not cook. Now fish is
like the totem. Yeah, at that time.
Totem of the ancient people in China.
Because at that time the population growth rate is very low, so they worship fish very much.
Because they worship the fish.
Yeah, because the fish is a fertile animal. They hope they will as fertile as a fish.
Yes.
So they worship them very much. And this basin is not used in daily life. It is served as a burial object.
Burial. That is a funeral.
Yeah.
Funeral. That is when, especially the little kid. Unfortunately died.
Yeah, their parents will would put the diseased body in the pottery jar, and this basin may be served as a cover.
As a cover.
Yeah.
Okay, now we are coming to the second section. Now this is Zhou. Now Zhou is a dynasty after the Xia.
Shang dynasty,
Xia and Shang dynasty. And He is an adjective of this Zhou. Now Zhou dynasty were divided into two parts: the Chunqiu period and Warring States period.
Yeah.
No, that is for Xizhou, right? We have the Zhou. This is the first part. And then we have the second part, Western Zhou. The Western Zhou has two periods, Chunqiu and the Zhanguo. And now we are coming to this exhibition.
Yeah. And the Zhou dynasty is the first dynasty set their capital in Shaanxi.
Yeah. At that time, Xia was called the Haojing.
Yeah, Haojing and Fengjing.
Fengjing.
And at this period, we also can call it the Bronze Age.
The Bronze Age.
Chinese history.
During this period, there were a lot of objects made of the bronze.
Yeah,
so you can see a lot of objects. They had the ritual or practical functions, and they were made of the bronze. Now, such as this. Now, this is a ding.
Tripod.
Yeah, tripod. Ding.
And this
is a bells.
Yeah, Chanbao.
Okay. And where is that one? Yeah, I love that one very much.
It's a very cute.
Yeah, that one attracts a lot of visitors every day.
This is the next one.
Okay, so this is the second animal artifact we want to present to you today. So, dear students, just observe it at first and let us know, what do you see?
It looks like a cat riding a cow.
Yeah, it's a cow. But it says it's a cat on the top. No, it's not the cat.
On the back, this one.
Yes, it's not a cat. It's a tiger.
Yeah, it's a tiger.
Yeah, but it's a smaller tiger. Okay, so for
like a baby
cow,
tiger on top of a bull.
Can you guys the function?
A bull? Yeah, what does that work for? It's a bull. Yeah, it's a bull. So what does that work? What's the function? It look like a rat riding an ox. Tell us. Okay, so what's the function of this one?
To get to another place.
Another
place.
Another quiz.
Another place, like.
Another place.
Yeah.
You mean that he wants to run to another place? But you can see that on top of the ox, now there is a lid. Can you see that clearly? So which means that this lid can be open and we can put something inside. Okay, let Guo Lao Shi to tell the answer.
This is a wine vessel.
Wine vessel, yeah, which means that there is wine in the body, right?
Yeah, the body served as a container to store the wine. And we can focus on the moss.
So the wine can be pulled out.
Yeah, from the mouth, like sport. Yeah, and we can focus on the tail of the ox.
Yeah, the tail of this
yeah.
ox. So the tail
is served as a handle.
as a handle.
Yeah.
So you can see that you use your right hand to hold the tail, and the wine can be point out from the mouth.
Yeah.
So the lid on top of the ox is a tiger, right? So you can just lift this tiger and put the wine inside.
Yeah, and tiger symbolizes the bravery in Chinese culture. And this one, the wine vessel, not used in daily life also. It's only used in the sacrificial ceremony or the banquet for the royal family.
For the royal family, not
yeah.
for the common people.
Yeah.
Because the bronze were really valued during the Zhou and Shang and Zhou dynasty.
Yeah.
So all of these objects in these galleries, now they were just for the imperial families, a very important noble person.
Yeah. And the ox, also the highest offering in sacrificial.
Yes. Okay, now we are coming to this gallery. Now, can you recognize that? This is the Qin, right? Qin period. Now let's look at this. Now, Qin and the Qin Dai, now which are different. So which means that this Qin kingdom, Qin states, that is before the Qing dynasty unified China for the first time in 221 BC. During the Warring States period, that is the second part of the Western Zhou, and there was 7 states fighting with each other for control of the territory and the powers. So finally, the Qing state became the most powerful one, unified China for the first time in 221 BC. So from the Qing state to Qing dynasty, it goes a long way.
Yeah.
And so now we are in this gallery. Now to say this, find another object that is during the Qing state. Right?
Qing state, yeah.
What's this?
What can you say?
A snake or dragon?
Oh yeah, a dragon.
Yeah, dragon, Chinese dragon.
Dragon.
To be more specific, it's armless dragon.
2 dragons.
Is what?
I believe they're like armless dragons.
Yeah,
like,
dragons.
Dragon.
But they are just intertwined dragons, right? And the heads of the dragons are a little bit different.
Because a dragon is a mythical creature in Chinese legend and myths, and in different dynasty, different period, the shape of the dragon is different. The Qin style is very huge and powerful.
Yes. Now, do you remember that term?
Why are the dragons armless?
Why the dragons were?
Why are they armless? Like they have no arms or legs.
No arm.
It's broken.
为什么龙没有胳膊?
Because we found this one is by accident, and is a not a complete one. It's a part of the complete one.
Yes. Yeah. So
So
that is a
they're-
good question. You know that, all of these objects were buried underground for many years. And when they were found, some parts were missing.
Yeah.
And this one were made of a kind of material. Can you see the material?
It's kind of like clay almost. Like dried
No,
clay.
it's-
bronze?
It's bronze.
Yeah, also bronze.
It's bronze. So it's very heavy.
Yeah, very heavy. 92.5 kilograms.
That is really heavy.
Yeah.
And this one is really big. So
Uh,
do you remember that during the visit to the Terracotta Army Museum, now we can see the warriors, they were so big and they're much taller, right? So everything now in the Tang dynasty of the Tang state were big, grand, because Emperor Qin Shi Huang like everything to be
Powerful.
powerful.
Yeah.
To represent
Warriors were like
his
6 feet tall to be
It's power,
accurate.
and it's supreme power at that time.
So
Yeah.
say that again. I can't hear you.
And this one, the dragons.
问个问题。
Okay.
Okay, say that again. I lost your question.
I was just making like kind of a statement about like you mentioned the warriors being big and powerful. If you're
Yes.
saying that they were big, like their height must have been like 6 feet or something, 6 or 5
6.
feet.
Yes, that is in American measurements is about 6 feet because the tallest one is about 1.9, more than 1.9 meters. That is about the 6 feet. Okay, 郭老师 continue, please.
Okay, and the dragon in Chinese culture is is differentiated with Western culture. Because in the Chinese culture, it maybe symbolize the auspiciousness and the spring flower. And so we also use the dragon to symbolize the Chinese nation, our nation.
Yes. Oh, we have this bag.
Yeah,
That one is another great object in this museum.
yeah. It's also the star.
Let's just use the star.
Yeah,
Let's just
star.
ask the students to tell us what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, now can we just zoom? Yeah, to make it bigger for the students to have a look.
Is it another tiger?
Yeah, it's another tiger. Good observation. What else can you say?
Lots of
Um,
ancient Chinese
On the
markings.
surface of the tiger.
Chinese. There were some Chinese characters,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, inscribed on this object. Okay. Now, let's say the back of this tiger. There's no, right? So this is a,
I need to charge my phone.
this is a half. This is a half.
Yeah, very good. It's a half.
Yeah. Okay, now can you just wait?
And it's a left half.
Yeah. And this one is a smaller one. But it's very small. How big it is? Now we can see. Now Guo Lao's hand is at the back. So it means that this tiger can be held by her hand. It's a smaller one. So what's the function? What's the role of this object? Do you know that?
Zhou?
It has a lot of markings on it. Taja said. Lots of characters. You are right. So the characters that told us the role of this object. Now, Guo Laoshi, can you tell the students the
Okay.
meaning of these characters?
Okay. This character is right. This is a tally. The tally is used for the generals to move troops and the pattern orders. This characters reads the tally can be divided into 2 parts, the left part and the right part. And this one is the left part. And the left part was held in the senior general's hand, and the right part was held in the rulers. And if anyone wants to move troops more than 50 soldiers, it must to get the ruler's consent and put the 2 tigers part join together and it can move the troops.
So we know that in ancient China, there was no telephone, no telegraph. So if there were some emergency, if they want to mobile the army, now how would they do? They use this kind of things. So as Guo Laoshi introduced, now these were divided into 2 halves, and one for the emperor of the general, right?
Yeah.
Another one just for the head of the army,
Rulers.
the
Yeah,
ruler. Yeah, if there
Why
was
are
something.
there not markings
emergency
on the head or
happened.
tail?
Mhm.
And
Why are there- Why are there not markings?
So say that again.
why are there not markings on the head or tail? Like,
Oh,
why is there
are
not
no
characters? Like, why
markings
does it
on
end at
the
the neck
head
and butt?
the tails? 啊，这头上和尾巴上没有字儿。
Yeah.
It's hard to inscribe. So they are now. This one is made of bronze.
Yeah, bronze. And the characters is gold. Yeah.
Yeah, so it is hard to inscribe on these tiny things. Each one is really tiny. So the head and the tails, it's really hard to do that on these two parts.
Mm.
And the name of this object is 错金杜虎符. 错金 is a kind of technique. It's a gold inlaid tiger-shaped tally with inscription. Now you can see that Du is a place, that this object were discovered. Now Hu, of course, means tiger.
The tiger.
And Fu, now look at this. Now you might have learned this Chinese phrase, Fu He. That is Fu He. 石老师, Fu He. That is what you expect to do is what you
Maybe
do right.
two person cooperation together.
Yeah, 符合. So you can see a lot of Chinese phrases, they just had their history, their origins, right?
Yeah.
From our Asian Chinese history and culture. Now we are coming to these exhibitions of the Qing Terracotta Army. And in this exhibition, because they just want to cover the Asian Chinese history. So in each period and dynasty, they have the representing objects.
Yeah, we chose some complete one to show visitors vividly.
So now you can see that they are the horses that we have in the Terracotta Army Museum. And look at the videos at the background. Now they are the soldiers originally were buried on the ground. This is pin number 1.
And previously, they're all colorful.
Yeah, they are painted.
Yeah.
It looks great, right? Okay, now let's come to the next one.
Served as a guardian to the emperor.
Yeah, look at this.
This is not real one, it's a reproduction.
Yeah, this is bronze chariot and horses. There's a museum at the Emperor Qin Shi Huang's Mausoleum Science Museum. That is a newly built one. There were 2 sets of the bronze chariot and horses. All of them are made of the bronze, so that is called bronze. And for that 2 sets of the carriages, they were not allowed to go traveling. But in this museum, in order to showcase the different aspects of the Qing Dynasty, the Shaanxi History Museum had the reproduction of this chariots and horses. Now you can see that this is the vehicle. This is luxurious vehicle for the Emperor Qin Shi Huang. And Qin Shi Huang sit inside. Now he had his driver to take him to the different parts of his territory. Now he was a great emperor. He worked very hard. After unification, now he inspected his territory for 5 times. Unfortunately, he died on the 5th inspection of the country.
Yeah. And died in this kind of car. Yeah.
Yeah, this warrior is not the soldier.
Yeah, not soldier, it's an official.
Yeah, it's a high officer, official. So we call them the 文官勇. Now, which means that they served as secretaries for the emperor. There's no armors, right? No vehicle, no weapons at their hands. And it is really interesting that you can see on the right side of his
like key or something.
Yeah. Now, what about these 2 things, right?
Maybe it's keys.
Yeah, they're just knives and a pencil. So if they just need to sharpen their pencil, they use the knives. So they carry their tools, right, all the time. And they are also the terracotta warriors, not warriors, figures, because they are not the military soldiers. And this one were also from the Emperor Qin Shi Huang's Mausoleum Science Museum.
There's
And
also
they are
burials
bronze,
excavated from the burial pit of the first Qin emperors mausoleum.
Yes, they are the birds made of the bronze.
Goose or the swan goose or a swine or the goose.
Yes, Emperor Qin Shi Huang wants to have everything be buried with him.
Because they treated the daily life as a real life. So they're saying they don't die. He don't die and he lived in another world.
Another life.
Yeah. Okay. I will lead you to a very special exhibition room.
Yeah, this one is a special one. We call it 国宝厅.
Yeah. The National Treasure Hall.
This is a Tang architecture.
You can listen the Tang's music.
Yes.
Tang Dynasty is the most flourished period in Chinese history. Every part they grows very flourished, and this architect will show us the music and the dance at that time.
Yeah, before the Tang Dynasty, now we have the Han Dynasty to succeed after the Qin Dynasty ended. Now, but just this is one object from the Tang Dynasty because it's close to the first exhibition.
Yeah,
and we better to show you here. This is otherwise there will be so many visitors and we cannot see that very clearly.
Yeah.
So this is a representative object from the Tang Dynasty. And during the Tang Dynasty lasted, do you remember that last time Dr. Cheng has told you? Now it started from 618 and ended 907. And during that period, the Tang Dynasty was splendid, was prosperous, and the Chang'an, and there were about 1 million populations, and also welcomed so many international businessmen and students from different parts of the world, especially from the Silk Road. Yes, so
and in Chinese and in history report, there are more than in Tang Chang'an city lived more than 1 million people, and 5% of them is foreigners.
Yes, and so look at this object, what animal it is. What animal it is?
A camel?
Yes, it's a camel. Yes, we discussed the Silk Road. That from the just because of the Silk Road, now China connected with the other countries, especially the Middle Area, and the camels. They are just came along the Silk Road, were introduced to China, and you can see how many. There were some people sitting on the camels, right? How many are there?
7. Why not? 1, 2, 3, 4,
7,
8.
7 males sitting around, facing outward.
Yeah.
And there is a girl in the middle, right?
Yeah, and singing
Singing.
and singing. Yeah,
Very happily.
yeah. We can think the environmental of the Silk Road is very harsh, but everyone enjoy their music. So it shows us the Tang people is very confident and optimistic.
Even though the harsh environment along the Silk Road.
Yeah. And Can you guys what they hold in their hand?
Instruments.
Instruments, yeah, musical
Yeah,
instruments.
musical instrument. And not only the traditional Tang style instruments, and also some exotic instruments. For example, this one, the yellow clothes, the male hold. This one is a harp.
So the instruments, some are from China,
Yeah.
and some are from the Middle
Western,
Asia.
yeah.
Yeah, so this is a good combination of the Chinese civilization and the Middle Asian combination.
Yeah. So they play the music, maybe serve at the integration, the Tang's traditional music and the exotic music.
And this one just had a really beautiful name. Now, because it was made during the Tang Dynasty and during the Tang.
Yeah.
So that is on the top of the object of the portrait figure. Now they have a layer of the glaze. And that's when it is done, it is really beautiful. There were three main colors.
Yeah.
三彩
Like
有
the
yellow,
and
white,
and the
blue. Yeah. So originally there were three colors, but later there were more colors.
yeah.
And for all of the glazed objects, in the Tang Dynasty, we call them the Tang San Cai. So that one is a Tang trial
glazed
glazed
pottery.
a camel with the musicians.
Yeah.
In Chinese, it is 三彩骆驼载
在
月游.
月游.
So you can see the Tang Dynasty, the people just had a really great life. And this is a video about the Tang people. They have the costume, the dancing, right? And last time you have watched the working tour at the Tang Everlasting Bright City. Dr. Cheng and Zhang Qian just dressed like this lady. So this is Tang Dynasty. Okay, now remember that this is I have introduced because of this object is close to the first one, so that is we jump the Han Dynasty. Now let's go to the Han Dynasty. And Qing Dynasty ended in 2007.
2007, yeah. 2007 BC.
And then there was
and the Han Dynasty was built in 202 BC.
Yes, the Han. Now you know that what you learn is Chinese. In Chinese, it is Han
character.
Han characters.
Yeah,
and
our
we
nation.
are the Han people.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a message from Liu Laoshi. Li Xiaolong, yes, you can ask your question. Go ahead.
So,
and the Silk Road was open.
Li Xiaolong, go ahead.
When we were looking at the dance, like when those two women were doing like the traditional dancing, like was it part of like a story or something?
Yeah, they are dancing. Yes. Part of what?
Is it kind of like telling a story?
Oh, yes. There were so many stories during the Tang Dynasty. Now, such as the Emperor Tang Xianzong and his lover. That is the everlasting Chang Heng Ge. Now, your teacher might tell you the story. And so for every dancing, now they had the story behind them. Okay, Li Xiaolong. Okay, now we are in front of this exhibition that is Da Han. Can you recognize the second character? That is Han Dynasty. We said that this is thriving of the Han Dynasty. Now why? Because the Qing Dynasty is the first unified China. And the Han continue to make the China more unified and more powerful. Now, during the Han Dynasty, now we have a lot of achievements.
And
So you can see that after the opening of the Silk Road
was opened in the Han Dynasty.
Yeah, as the starting point of this east-west trade route, Chang'an became the center of civilization in East Asia and a prominent international metropolis.
Yeah.
And during the Han Dynasty, we also have a lot of great artifacts. The visitors are coming. So by noon, it will be hard to see the objects clearly. Now you can see there was also some other animals, right?
Yeah.
The pottery figures from the Han Dynasty.
Because they treated the desert life as the real life, so they put all things used in their life in their tomb.
Okay, we are back. If there are more people, we will.
The signal is not good. Okay.
Yeah, at weekends there are many
Visitors and the students. Yeah.
Okay, Jinhan, do you have any questions? Go ahead.
Yeah, how did like the Han make such a big difference than the other dynasties?
How did the Han say that again?
How did the Han like make so much more differences? Like how did they make such a big difference than the other dynasties?
Do you mean the objects?
Oh yeah.
Yes, okay, that's a good question. Now let's look at these warriors first before we introduce the great object. So you can see that they are the Han warriors. And I will be standing behind these warriors. And you can see they are much smaller, right? Why? Yeah, during the Han Dynasty, because of the Qing Empire ended only after 14 years. And Emperor Qin Shi Huang almost used the whole country to have the Great Wall built, to have his mausoleum built, and also just to build the road network, everything. So the whole country became exhausted. And after the Han Dynasty was founded, the emperor saw that the people need time to rest. So now the Han Gaozu Liu Bang, that is the first emperor, and also his offsprings, Han Wendi and Han Jingdi. There are two great emperors in the Han Dynasty. They just reduced the taxes, and there were not so much fightings, the wars, and they want to be economical. So they want to save the material, the resources of this country. So when they just had these objects be buried with after they die, they just made it smaller.
Smaller, yeah.
They don't want to waste. So everything discovered from the Han Dynasty, they were just made very economically smaller than the terracotta figures. So we can call them the figurine, not the terracotta figure. So in China, the terracotta figure, terracotta warriors, they are referred to the Emperor Qin Shi Huang's terracotta army museum. And for this, we just call them the Han Yong, that is the Han Dynasty figurine. But they also have the warriors, the cavalrymen.
In different periods, have different pottery figures.
Yes, now come to this one.
This one.
This one is really delicate.
What do you say?
A bird with a lamp.
It's a lamb, yes. It's a lamb.
It looks like the bird is trying to eat the lamp
like
for some reason.
look like what?
It looks like the bird's gonna eat the lamp for some reason.
Yeah, a bird eating
Because the mouth
What?
is like wrapped around the lamp, like
Yeah.
really weird.
Yes. Yes. Is in his mouth. Now there is a fish.
Yeah, fish.
Yeah, fish. And the lamb is just in between the fish and his back.
Yeah. The lime stand is around here. In ancient times, the people used the oil to lead the lime. But when the lime bleed, they will make some smoke. So this kind of lime can solve this problem. Okay, we can see the shape is a wild goose hold a fish in its mouth. And the swine goose in ancient times, it symbolized the faithful love, because at that time, the swine goose, the wild goose only have one mate in their whole life. And as a fish, as a fertile animal, they worship fish very much. We can focus on the lime stand. We'll put the oil inside. And when the lime blade, its smoke will move through the neck of the goose and into the body, and the body will store some water, and the smoke will insolve in the water to purification the air.
Yeah, so this is really a delicate, right?
Yeah.
The lamps with this design have been widely used in the Han Dynasty.
And we can focus on the name, the painted bronze wild goose lime.
彩绘 is a painted.
Painted.
Yan means a goose. You mean a big goose pagoda. The goose is a good symbol of the Chinese, ancient Chinese. This is
this one. The smoke moves through the neck of the wild goose and into the water-filled body to insolve the smoke. And the handle here, the strict handle can move freely to closes or opens, and to control the angle and the bright of the light.
environmentally friendly.
Yeah,
During the Han Dynasty.
more than 2,000 years ago.
So Han Dynasty was set up in 2006.
Yeah.
And it ended in 220. 2006 BC was set up. And so ended in 220.
20 AE.
AE. It lasted for about 400 years.
400 years. And divided into West Han Dynasty and the East Han Dynasty.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also during the Han Dynasty, now we have the Buddhism
Introduced into China. Yeah.
So you can see this is one Buddha. They were introduced from India.
Yeah.
In China, we don't have a national religion. And there are so many philosophies from the Western Zhou dynasty. Now we have the Confucius. Now we have the Taoism.
Yeah.
And during the Han Dynasty, we have the Buddhism. The Taoism and the Confucius played a really important influence on the Chinese people. Okay, now we are entering this Tang Dynasty section, the gallery. We are ahead of the visitors. They will be coming to this section by noon. And you can see that during the Tang Dynasty, in addition to some great objects and gold and silver wares and objects, we have some mural paintings.
Mural painting. It's also the full function styles, full traditional style function of our museum. The mural paintings from the Tang Dynasty.
So mural painting, which means that they are painted on the walls. Now, especially for the tomb. These are really different from the Western paintings.
Yeah.
And Western paintings are painted on the papers, but in China, the mural paintings, they are painted on the walls.
Walls.
And later on, we have some paintings painted on the ink. But before the Tang Dynasty, most of the paintings were painted on the walls. We call them the mural paintings. And in this museum, there is a special exhibition that is the Tang mural paintings.
Yeah.
Okay, now we are approaching a set of the objects. So you can see there are all the Tang objects. Now that one, I'm sure that you will love this.
Do you know that?
Who are they? What are they?
They're like the animals with
The animals. How many?
$12. Oh, is it the Chinese
many
New
of
Year
them?
animals?
12,
12.
yes. Do you know them?
I think they're the Chinese New Year animals.
Chinese New Year's animal. Yeah, that is for every year we have an animal. They are Chinese 12 zodiac.
Animal. You can see it one by one. The first one,
Can you recognize them?
can you guys? Which animal?
That's a rat, because the rat won the race.
Yeah, the first one is
First one is which one?
Mouse.
what animal?
A mouse.
Is a mouse. Yeah. And
The second one,
Second one is the bull.
no bull.
Wait, no, it's not the bull. It's
It's ox.
yeah,
Ox.
ox. Second one.
that is the
It's a little hard to.
It's
I
a
think
little
that
bit,
one's either
yeah,
the cat.
abstract. No cat. It's a
Tiger.
tiger.
Oh, tiger.
Yeah. And this one is a
Rabbit.
rabbit.
rabbit. Yes.
Yeah.
Dragon.
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 Yes.
Yeah, dragon.
Snake.
This one is snake.
Snake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snake.
Great.
Another one.
This one is
That one's horse.
is horse. Yeah.
Horse.
Mm-hmm.
This one
Lizard.
is
Goat.
Well,
Goat.
goat. Yeah.
You're the dog.
Wait, what?
Dog.
It's a dog.
Yeah, dog.
Is a dog?
And not
Wait, no,
dog.
it's
It's
a
a
monkey.
dog.
It's a monkey.
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 It's a monkey.
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 I thought it was a
And
dog.
this one is
Bird.
Rooster.
No, rooster. Rooster.
rooster.
Rooster.
Yes. And this one is
The
Hmm.
the cow.
we
The
have
pig.
a cow.
Pig.
Yeah.
It's a
dog.
Oh, that's the
no.
pig.
dog.
Sounds
Dog.
like a
It's a dog. The first one
That's the pig.
is a pig.
Pig. Yeah.
Yeah. So in total there were 12 animals. They are called the 12 zodiacs.
Zodiac animal.
And in China now we just had
Recorded
each animal for each year.
for each year.
And this year is a year of the
rabbit.
rabbit.
Yeah, rabbit.
And so the year that you were born, and you had the years of the animal.
Yeah. Recorded
Mm.
time in ancient China.
Yeah, so you can
And-
find out your animal.
Yeah.
Right. And for these 12 zodiacs, now they were put inside the tomb.
Yeah.
Now three of
Three of them
were
in
put
a
in
cover.
at one corner.
Yeah, corner, and one by one, like the time,
Like a
a
time
clock.
clock.
Yeah, clock.
They were supposed to protect the owner.
The
of
owner.
the
Yeah,
tomb.
like the guarding.
The
in
guardian
tomb.
of the
Yeah.
tomb. Yes. Okay, so this is Tang Dynasty, and this one, they were just the Tang tricolored camel with musicians. But we just observed that. So you can see this is a group of the camels
Many
and
horses and the camels.
Yeah, which represents the Silk Road during
Yeah.
the Tang Dynasty. Okay, there were a lot of objects, right? As we have introduced, there were about 1.71 million.
Yeah.
So we cannot cover all of these. And this is our last one from the Song Dynasty.
Yeah, Song
So
Dynasty.
Tang Dynasty ended at 907
Yeah.
AE. And then we have the Song Dynasty. And the Song Dynasty lasted for another 200 or so. And it ended at around the 13th century.
Yeah. 1,000
in-
years ago.
Yeah, during the Song Dynasty, the techniques for the pottery figures improved. Now we have the ceramics. So this is a kettle.
It's a porcelain kettle. And what do you say in this kettle? Which animal?
Dragon.
Dragon, yes.
Because of the
Oh,
long
no,
tail.
dragon.
The dragon, his tail is like
it's
circling
dragon.
around the entire top. And
The
then the,
handle,
tail, like the end
on
of
the
the tail
handle,
comes
which
up.
animal?
I cannot hear you now. Jinhan,
Tiger?
were you speaking?
That's a
I don't know.
pig.
A pig? No, there's no pig.
That's a tiger. Wait.
A tiger.
There's
That's
no
tiger.
tiger.
No, there's
No
no
tiger.
tiger. No,
Dog?
No. It's a, look at it. It's a lion, right?
A lion, yeah. The
Oh,
mother
lion.
lion feeding
And
a
he-
baby
and her
lion.
baby.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
mother
okay.
lion and her baby. So the lines and
Here.
the handle is made of
The phoenix.
phoenix.
Yeah.
The phoenix is imagined bird in China, like a peacock, but it's more beautiful than peacock.
Yeah. And the phoenix symbolizes the auspiciousness and entitled of the king of the bird. And the lion is the king of the animal.
The animals of
Yeah.
the king.
And
And the on the cattle,
surface, yeah, on the body surface, we can find some flower. It's a peony. A peony also the king of the flower. So we also named this cattle Three King Cattle. Okay, you can find that this cattle don't have cover, don't have lid, and how to put the water or the wine inside. Can you guess it?
There's a mouth or right now.
there is a mouse. No, this mouse just for pouring out sprout.
You take
Yeah. Let
Okay.
us show you
I will
that.
show you the picture. Here is the bottom of this kettle. We can find a hole, the plum-shaped hole in the center, and we'll put the water through this hole. And inner the kettle have the tube. And when we put right the kettle, the water cannot falling out from the bottom.
Oh, that's very
So
smart.
the tube, yeah,
That's really
is made
smart.
inside the kettle with plum-shaped filling opening at the bottom of
Yeah.
the kettle. Right. The water does not leak from the bottom when it is used to serve water from the sprout. What's the principle?
Can you guess the principle of this kettle?
The principle of the physics.
Yeah,
The level of any liquid in a connected chambers
chambers
always remains the
keep
same.
keep the balance. The principle looks seem like a very easy, but it's a very hard to make it.
Yes, we have a video introduced to help the visitors to understand this object.
How to make it.
This is a line.
Line stands for power.
Okay. So this is our last object. And it's almost 1 hour, right? And during this 1 hour's working tour, now we take you from the ancient China, from the prehistoric to the Song Dynasty. So do you remember how many animal artifacts we have introduced? During the prehistoric, we have the 人面鱼纹盆, that is
Face,
a person's
person's
face
face.
with a mouse, with a face in his mouth. And second one is a Western Zhou,
The
have that
wine vessel.
wine vessel. Do you remember that? 牛尊,
Yeah.
the ox.
The
尊.
ox. 尊.
Yeah, then we went to the Qin state. Now we have observed that Qinglong, yeah, the dragon, now which were made of the bronze. Then we saw the terracotta figures and the terracotta warriors and the horses again, right? And the bronze chariots and horses, of course, that is a reproduction. Then we went to the Han Dynasty. Now let's just follow the Han Dynasty. That 西汉彩绘焰鱼同灯 the lamp, right? And then we went to the Tang Dynasty, the 12 zodiac, yeah, and the Tang tricolored camels with musicians. And last, now we came to the Song Dynasty, the one that Guo just introduced,
the magic kettle,
the magical kettle, right? Okay, so now guys, do you have any other questions before we come to the end?
None for me. I've shared all of mine.
Same.
Okay, that's great. 施老师，唐老师，
哎，你好，
施老师，你还有什么问题吗？
谢谢 ，Thank you so much for introducing so many so nice from the museum and talking about prosperity about the Tang Dynasty. That's really open our mind and I open our. It's great. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your kind words. Yes, as I have introduced at the beginning of this working tour, the Shaanxi History Museum is a great one. It's a comprehensive institution now with a holding of 1.71 million objects. Now it covers a wide range of the dynasty and the period in China. So next time, if you have the chance to come to Xi'an, do not miss this.
Welcome.
Okay, all of you are welcome. Okay, and this is also our last virtual field trip for the Wilmington French School and Pimbury, and also for the Southern Birmingham College. Now, thank you too again for watching our online lectures.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for your time.
Thank
you for watching. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Have a good
谢谢
Thanksgiving day. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
再见，再见。
Thank you. 再见。
再见。